Welcome to the Coach Potato Podcast, a podcast about fitness, mental health, and lifestyle. I'm your host, Jessica Yee, and let's get into it. So, I finally took a whole weekend off, didn't do any work last weekend, and just stayed off my phone, didn't have my watch on me, didn't do any of that, and I started watching Murders in the Building. So, it's the show on Disney Plus where Selena Gomez is on it, and it's a podcast, so it just kind of inspired me to, continue this, I guess. I know that was kind of random, but I just thought it was kind of cool. Obviously, there's a lot of poking fun in the show about people starting podcasts or amateurs or things like that, such as me. Putting themselves out there or trying to do something that they cannot or are not qualified to do, I guess. And kind of inspired this next point, or what this whole podcast episode is about, which is imposter syndrome again. Not only imposter syndrome, but just the idea of not being good enough, and whether it's in work or regular life. And honestly, this prompt I saw from Seek Discomfort's Spark card thing. If you watch Yes Theory, you'd know what I'm talking about. But essentially what it says is, what's something that happened in your past that you're still not over? I've been feeling a little bit of imposter syndrome in general lately, and a lot of it stems from this thing that I am still not over from my past. Also, obviously, restarting this podcast up again and then trying to be online and put myself out there, I obviously feel not good enough, or literally imposter syndrome. Just, why am I doing this? I'm not qualified to do this. I'm not qualified to talk about this. And as you can tell, today I'm not in the best mindset or mood, but I think that's what will make this episode not like my other it's not like my other episodes were not authentic, but that's what's going to make this episode a little bit more real. Is that so I fell in love with sports, and that's why I became a personal trainer or got into this world of movement, human movement, and all that fun stuff. But we get into this frenzy of qualifications, especially in the space of who's better, who knows more, what's actually right, debunking this, debunking that, which is very confusing even for me, who's been in the industry for 7 years. It's very frustrating for me and confusing as well, where I do feel very small. So when I first started, I was just about to graduate university with my kinesiology degree, and I don't think a degree in general is very useful, especially in the personal training world necessarily, because this is my opinion, obviously, because a lot of it is theory, but there is a lot of cool stuff that you learn, a lot of lab work you get to have fun with, and honestly, I didn't see myself doing anything else. And whether it be continue on this kinesiology path, kinesiologist path, athletic training, physiotherapy, which to be honest I didn't have the grades for, I just didn't feel enough, or didn't know if it was enough. Do I get a master's? Do I have to do this? Anyways, at the gym I was working at the time, I was thrown into group classes and just kind of coaching or training people in general, when the only practice I really had were physio patients, physio aid type of stuff, where I show them exercises that the physio gave me. And well, I am very grateful to be thrown into these group classes, not knowing anything about how to coach or personally train anything, or how to work with performance athletes, or even Gen Pop. I've only been working one-on-one with people, very rehab-based exercises, and just, yeah. So it was a very different world for me. I went from basically a physiotherapy aide to a coach or performance or trainer or group class instructor in overnight. And no one really taught me how to coach. No one really taught me how to deal with this, deal with that. So I did a lot of my own studying, which I'm thankful for, because now I know this stuff. And then I obviously took a lot of information that physios taught me and then put it all together, and then started kind of shadowing other coaches as well. And that's how I kind of started my journey in this career or field. So at the time, I was quite confident and I was very eager and willing to learn. I never thought I was necessarily better than anyone else or anything like that. Like, I wanted to learn from anyone and everyone, but I was confident in what I knew, what I'm doing, essentially. And then I felt like I was helping people. I was working a lot. I was helping people feel better, move better, reach their fitness goals, whatever it might be. But in 2017, like, my mom died from a stroke, and the only reason I bring it up is bringing it back to this kind of response from that Seek Discomfort card thing. My biggest regret that I'm still not over is pushing my mom to move more or to work out, or I don't know. I was in school for this, and I was working in this field, and I was helping others, but I didn't help my mom when she was alive. And I'm not saying like I could have fixed it or could have done it all and made sure she didn't die. It wasn't obviously fully in my control. I get that. Well, I get that now, not before, after some therapy and talking it out, but understanding that it was not in my control. And it's if she wanted to exercise and do all that, then it should have been like from within. And as a coach or trainer, you give them the tools to better their lifestyle. But I just felt like I didn't do enough, and I gave up too fast. Like, there's a lot of research that obviously strokes and heart attacks can be preventable with exercise, and there's obviously other factors that come into play with every situation. But I just felt like I gave up or got too frustrated with her when she was alive, that when I was ready to take care of her or do all of that, it was literally too late. And honestly, like, after that, like, I was still in the industry, but after a few years, and when I had a meltdown, like, I just wanted to shut my brain off from everything, fitness, health, nutrition, whatever it might be, kind of take myself out of it, until recently, where I'm like literally a month ago, where I was like, I really, really want to get back into this. I really want to help people again. I want to help people like my mom, or help people who are struggling to move or find motivation to move. And I want to do it better. Like, kind of one of those redemption hero things that you see on TV or whatever. And now that I'm back in it for, like, I mean, it's not like I was fully gone. I was still training here and there. But I was having a lot of trouble studying for it. I was having trouble training people because it just felt like I wasn't good enough. If I couldn't help my mom, why would I be able to help anyone else, really, right? So, in all honesty, like, I haven't been deep into any research or anything new like that lately, because I've just been terrified to go head first back into this world. Also wanting to go from more like a rehab-based type of approach. Obviously, that's going to be part of everything I do, because that's how I was trained in the field. But going from a more rehab-based approach to more lifestyle-focused, habit changes, motivation. I'm still learning a bunch of this stuff as I kind of restart my career in a way. I hope that makes sense, because I'm very in it right now. But this is clearly a block, or I wouldn't say trigger, but like this card I found of this statement really just made me think today. And I'm actually just realizing how terrified I am to go back because of, I don't know, who I am, how I am. Like, I'm not as strong, not as skinny, not as, I don't know, active as I used to be when I used to be really in this stuff. And now, like, who's gonna listen to me if I don't look or lift a certain thing? Or who's gonna want to work with me if I couldn't even just help my own mom? I'm not sure where this episode is going, but essentially I just haven't been feeling good enough for my job. I just haven't been feeling good enough at life in general. And clearly I haven't resolved, and I probably should go to therapy again, but have not resolved this idea that I could have helped or in a way saved my mom. It just feels like, even though I know it's not fully on me, there's just so much like regret and fear there of like me messing it up again at this very moment because I'm just not good enough. I studied as much as I could. I got a degree in this, for goodness sake, but my brain is just not confident enough in myself. I need to dive more into literature, but I'm just scared to get back into everything again. I'm a little bit scared to learn new things because that means I'm getting back into everything again. But I know that's part of this, and maybe once I'm out of this, like, fear, I will be helping people again, and that's what's really trying to make me keep going, and that's kind of why I'm recording this podcast episode in the first place, is that I want to be better. I want to become a better personal trainer. I want to become a better daughter. I want to become a better person. I want to become a better partner, whether it be about fitness and whether it be just general life things. I just feel like such an imposter trying to climb my way out of life right now again, or restarting my career again. It feels like, when I couldn't even do it that well in the first place. I guess the biggest takeaway is, like, just take care of the people around you to the best of your abilities. Obviously, you can give them a plan, and this is just like with a training / like client relationship as well, as you can give them the plan, you can give them an online program, but if they don't do the work themselves, then it's not your fault either. Just in general, when it comes to life, is like, you can like try your best while they're still here. Try your best to help them or guide them towards the right goal or towards a better lifestyle change. So I guess you just don't live with some sort of regret. Just try your very best and don't give up, because that's all I did, really, it felt like, or feels like I'm doing that again right now. It's very tempting to just give up and throw everything away, but don't give up. Try your best, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching or listening, and I will talk to you next week.